What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys another episode of In It to Win It. We are back with a somewhat new team. I'm sure you guys have seen this team before if you guys like my YouTube channel. This is going to be the BLITZKRIEG team that got me 20th place at Portland, Oregon. I'm deciding to revamp it a little bit. We're changing some of the items, some of the EV spreads, some of the movesets, stuff like that in an attempt to get a good, solid practice for the Anaheim Open coming up in August at the World Championships. So I could potentially use this team at Anaheim if it does really well in testing, or I could not use this team and it's also just really comfortable for me to ladder with this team until I find out what I want to run. So the next few videos are going to be featuring this BLITZKRIEG team. Quick rundown of the items here. We have a King's Rock on Raichu. This is going to be a Fling King's Rock Raichu. We got Choice Specs on Tapu Koko. We have the Choice Scarf on Tapu Lele. But it's not like a full speed Choice Scarf, it's like a bulk scarf set, so it looks like it's slower than Tapu Koko. So it's meant to be a lead with Tapu Koko. I can lead both of them. They don't think your Lele's fast, but you're still faster than things like Kartana, like Nihilego, like Garchomp. So it's very deceptive, it's very good in a best of one, and just a little gimmick right there. Next Pokemon is going to be a Life Orb Pheromosa with Protect, Ice Beam, Poison Jab, and High Jump Kick. It's good for stopping Trick Room, good against all the Tapus, good against Garchomp. It's a great Pokemon. It really gives this team that hyper offense feel that we really are going for here. Next Pokemon is going to be Sash Pelipper. It used to be a King's Rock or a Razor Fang Pelipper with Fling, but we're opting for a standard Pelipper set with Brine, Protect, Tailwind, and Hurricane. Just standard Pelipper, I don't really bring Rain that often. And the last Pokemon is going to be a Water MC Golduck. You would think it's standard set with, like, you know, Hydro Pump and Ice Beam, but we're also using Encore and Rain Dance. So we have a little bit of anti-weather here in our own manual Rain Dance setter. Who knows, I might be able to use it, or, you know, I could not use it. I figured I could put more Protects in this team and try and play like a more elongated game, but in reality, I should be winning most games within 3 to 4 turns. So I figured I don't really even want Protect on my Golduck, and having Rain Dance has actually saved me a few times. So with all of the introductions out of the way, we're going to hop into some games and see if we can climb the ladder. We're almost in the 1800s. I think we're still in the 1700s, and we're going to try and hit 1800s before I'm done using this team. So let's hop right into it and see if we can win some games. Alright, so our first game is going to be going up against a Japanese guy who's also in the middle 1700s. His team is Whimsicott, Bulu, Arcanine, Feeny, Garchomp, and Koko. 3 Tapus. Well, count them. 3 of them, that's crazy. Alright, how do I want to deal with this then? I think Pheromosa is literally amazing here. Like, there's 3 of them. I can just one-shot all of them. Alright, there's also a Garchomp, I can one-shot that. So I'm thinking I might go Raichu and Mosa. I can fake out the Whimsicott, seal that thing up for a couple turns, and then, like, eventually he'd get a Tailwind up, I guess. But at that point, like, I would have already KO'd 2 of his Mons. 2 of them. So yeah, we're gonna go Raichu. We're going to go Mosa. We're going to go... are we going to go Lele against this Tapu Onslaught? I mean, we're going to go Koko. Koko is still decent. I think we have to go Koko and Lele. Like, I don't want to bring just one Rain setter against this. I don't really think it would work. Also, it's really hard to use Rain versus Feeny, so hopefully, you know, this is going to be good. Let's see. Like, I could also go, like, Raichu Pelipper and try to, like, set up weather. I could also go Double Duck here, but I'm really expecting a Feeny lead. So, it's kind of weird. I really hope that's not a Specs Feeny. That's fine. We're going to lock it in and see if we can win. Alright. Let's see. Okay, what is he going to be leading with? It's either going to be Feeny or Bulu as the lead. I really think that it's going to be Feeny Whimsicott. If I had to guess, I'd say it's Feeny Whimsicott, Sash on the Whimsicott. And that's just unfortunate. It's probably... Ooh, is it that Nature Power Z-move Whimsicott? Ooh, that would be pretty cool to see. It's Whimsicott Feeny. It's exactly what I said. You know what we're actually going to do? We're going to prioritize taking out that Whimsicott, even at the cost of our Mosa. We're just going to nuke the Whimsicott slot. We're going to fake out it, and we're going to go for a Poison Jab on it. So we got to get it off the board. This is a hard read, but it'll still probably work. I don't even know if you guys heard that pop-up. It popped up from Windows on my computer. Hopefully it didn't show up on the recording. Yeah, like I said, faking out Whimsicott, breaking potential Sash, but more importantly, like, incapacitating it for a turn. And we're just going to follow it up with a Poison Jab. I really hope he protects with Feeny, but like I said, Feenies are relatively known to have Specs nowadays, so it's highly probable we get Specs Feeny, we get like Muddy Water, we lose our Mosa, but at that point we traded 1 for 1, and then we're going to send out a new Tapu, have Tapu control, hopefully, and then we'll be in a good spot. Hopefully. I don't know, we'll see what happens. We will see. This could be the nature power Whimsicott, but looks like it's not. Looks like no protect from Feeny, which means he will most likely be attacking. We get a crit, we don't really need it. We flinch the Whimsicott, follow it up with a poison jab. If he doesn't KO our Mosa, we're most likely going to win this game. Like, this game will be over, I think, if we can seal up the secured beast boost on Pheromosa. So we get an attack boost, that's pretty good. Let's see if he goes for the Muddy Water or like a Dazzling Gleam or something. He's going for the Muddy Water. Ah, dang it, he hit both my Mons. Alright, don't one-shot my Raichu with a crit, don't get any accuracy drops, nothing like that. So Pheromosa's, wow, I'm alive? So it's not Specs, Feeny. You're not Spexed. Okay. It's going to be Arcanine. Okay. So there's two ways we deal with this, right? Really have to expect the extreme speed coming out of the Arcanine. I do have Lele in the back. I think I'm going to switch out my Raichu for Lele and just go to town on that Feeny. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I am intimidated now. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. Switching in the Lele. I could also high jump kick the Arcanine, I guess. It has a roll chance to KO, even if I'm at neutral. I'm just going to poison out the Feeny. He'll do a good amount of damage. I really think he's going to E-speed me, so this is fine. So switching in Lele, it'll make it so the extreme speed won't make contact on my Mosa. I could also play like a really defensive turn here and just go for like protect with Mosa and then send out the Lele after Raichu goes down, but this is also fine. This is a little bit more proactive, I think. It gives me a lot. It puts me in the driver's seat more than reactionary play, which is what I want to be doing here. So we're not going to pick up the KO because remember we are at neutral, and he didn't go for the E-speed, which is not good. Not good. He's going for a Flare Blitz now. We're going to lose Lele here too, though. That's terrible. That's really bad, actually. Because like he's just. Oh man, he burned me. Well. Look at that recoil. That's pretty big recoil. And he goes for a Muddy Water. So yeah, we're going to lose Lele. So we're going to send Coco out. Coco and Raichu back out. We can just go for a Psychic and a Thunderbolt. Hopefully that's enough to take this guy out, but I really don't think it will be. Then his last Pokemon could potentially still be like Garchomp or something. So like, I don't know. It's probably just like Bull or something stupid. I mean, we could still win. We just have to be able to finish off the Feeny within, like, 2 turns. We haven't seen it use lefties. It's most likely Pinch Berry. He's used Muddy Water twice, but I don't think he's Specs because he's so weak. I don't think Psychic can take out that Feeny from here. Alright, we're just going to Thunderbolt the Arcanine. That would take it out. I wonder if Psychic can actually take out the Feeny. If it doesn't, we just lose. Like, I could fake out the Feeny. I could totally fake it out. But then I would have to spend my next turn, like, attacking it, you know? Let's just go for the Psychic on it. And that way we can just... Because I want to save the Fling to be able to fling the next Mon if it's a problem. Alright, so Psychic hit. This is perfect. We're going to get a free Psychic in onto this Coco. And that's actually huge, depending on how much damage he can actually take from the Psychic. Arcanine's protecting. I mean, that's still fine. Alright, so now that we know these are his last 3, I still think that I'm in a good spot because I went for the hard Psychic read there. Like, next turn, I can just go for the Fling on the Coco, or just another Psycho. Look how much damage that did. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt on the Arcanine. I kind of want to nuke the Arcanine slot. Because he could switch Feeny, he could switch Coco out for... Yeah, we're going to do that. We're just going to nuke the Arcanine. This might be a bad play, but I really think he's going to switch out Coco for Feeny. Oh, look at that read! Reread those! The reason why we're doing this, obviously, is so, he's switching this Feeny to reset the terrain, which makes my Thunderbolt so much weaker, and in doing so, in reading that, we're Psychicking the Arcanine slot, just to soften it up a little bit, just soften it up nice and soft, and then Thunderbolt follows it up, finishing up the Arcanine, and the reason I did this was, I weighed my options. I was like, well, if I ignore his Coco when he Dazzling Gleams me, he still might not KO. And if he goes for like a Flare Blitz on something, that would KO. So I was like, I'm going to get the Arcanine off. He also just protected, which means the protector's on cooldown, which means this was the right play. And now we also have the terrain back, so we can just Psychic up into the Coco, Thunderbolt into the Feeny, and we are going to be able to pick up the win. So, in looking back in this game, I guess, you know, I did not just win the game from the first turn, but I played solid, I played correctly, and, you know, I waited for the right moments, and I made 2 really hard reads that game. I made, the first one was relatively early, expecting the Feeny to switch, and the second one was Feeny switching again. So, pretty good stuff. I'm very happy with the way I played that game, and, yeah, we're gonna hop into another one, see if we can win another one. Here we go. Alright, so we're going up against a guy named Tokyo, but in reality this guy's from Canada. His team is going to be Arcanine, Xurkitree, Lele, Smeargle, Pheromosa, and Nihilego. Huh. How do I wish I had a Garchomp at times like these. Alright, let's look at this board. Alright, so what can Smeargle do? Smeargle can be Sash, can be Scarfed, Xurkitree. It's probably buried with this type of board. Potential for Trick Room on Nihilego or Smeargle. There's also a Mosa. Like, I kind of want to go Double Duck. Let's talk about what Double Duck can get me. Nothing. I could... it doesn't work. I gotta go right... I think I have to go Raichu Mosa again. But then, at that point, we're, like, making ourselves susceptible to... Actually, I don't want to go Raichu Mosa. Raichu Koko is probably just better. Raichu Koko loses to Lele pretty hard. What if we went Raichu, Pelipper, Golduck, and Koko? Yeah. Raichu, Pelipper, Koko, and Golduck. We're going to try these. And I'm going to plug the DS in because it's dying. Alright, so Raichu, Pelipper, Koko, Golduck. I don't really like Pelipper here, but I'm planning on switching it out first turn for Koko. It would reset the terrain, it'd protect my Raichu from getting spored, which is the big problem, and it would hard set the rain. So pretty good start, I think. Like I said, I don't really think Pelipper's good, but you know, Sashmons are always relatively useful, especially in matchups like this against Arcanine, even against Xurkitree. Like Pelipper could be pretty useful. So Smeargle, Xurkitree, this is his start. I wonder if it's gonna be like a Tail Glow, like Follow Me set. I think I'm just gonna fake out his Xurkitree. Keep it honest for a turn. Ignore the Smeargle. I really hope he doesn't tail or Trick Room me though. He could totally be Trick Rooming me right now. What would be the biggest problem if he Trick Roomed me? You know, we're gonna keep that honest. We're gonna lock down the Smeargle. And are we gonna nuke the Smeargle? Yeah, I think I might just do that. Fake out the Smeargle and just Hurricane it. Just get that guy off the board at the cost of whatever. That seems like a decent play. This stops Scarf Smeargle. This can potentially stop what do you think? This could potentially stop, like, Scarf, Sash, a bunch of other variants of Smeargle. I guess he could Spike Shield me because he knows I would like to fake out him, but looking at this, he has to know that I'm planning on switching in a Koko. Like, I should have led Koko in the first place. The fact that I didn't, might say something. So here we go. He's switching in his Lele. Good play. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Let's see if he's going for a Spore then. And I was planning on switching out Pelipper, but remember, Pelipper is a little bit faster than Xurkitree most of the time. So, yeah. So he got me back. Who's he fake out? My Pelipper? Yeah, it's a good play. Absolutely nothing wrong with that play at all. And he's going for a Moody Boost. What's he going to get? Defense Rose and Special Attack Fell. It's a good boost. And I wonder if that's a Scarf Lele. I wonder. So he's broken my Pelipper Sash. Pelipper's useless now. I think I'm going to fling the Smeargle. And I still think I'm going to Hurricane it. I want Smeargle off the board. And at this point, I'm tunneling. I'm tunneling on Smeargle at this point. I got baited pretty hard by that Lele switch, and I just really didn't think he would. I thought he was going to go for like a Tail Glow or something. And the Xurkitree was a pretty big of a bait. So let's see. What could happen here? It could be Scarf Lele. I could get Moonblasted. I'd really like to be able to kill the Smeargle. Once Smeargle's gone, it takes a bunch of the RNG factor away from it. And I'm thinking that might be a Scarf on the Xurkitree because he led with it and he was thinking, well, unless it leads Raichu, I can just Volt Switch. Cool, he's going for the Follow Me. Hey, I'm targeting that thing anyways. And if he just wants to KO my Pelipper, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not, you know. And all of this tells me that he's not going to Trick Room me, which is the biggest problem. I was worried about Trick Room. So, nah, I'm playing like shit. But, like, at this point, I've relatively stabilized. I need some more Moody Proc. Special Attack, Rose Law. What are you dropping? Special D! Alright, that's what I want to see. So that means I'm going to be Psychicking that slot. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to go Koko. Because that would mean the fall. Yeah, that's perfect. Koko's pretty good here. Resets the terrain. Makes it so I can just go Psychic into that slot. I think at -2. Or he's not -2, he's at -1, right? It's -1 specialty. I think Psychic might be able to one-shot. Or I could just Encore him. I'm just going to Psychic it. And we're just going to Thunderbolt the, Ooh, I can just Thunder. I'm going to do it. Thunder! Thundercats ho! Why Thunderbolt when you can just Thunder, right? Even Zergotry doesn't want to switch in on a Thunder. Boosted by specs and terrain, that would hurt just a little bit. So we are definitely behind. We've seen 3 of his Pokemon, but we have terrain control. His Lele's switching out. Something is going to take so much damage. The Zergotry, I would not be surprised. I'm sure this is a bulky Zergotry. Like, I'm sure it's bulky. But I still think this is going to do like half. Like, I still think this is going to do so much damage. Look at this. Look at this damage. All right, first of all, Psychic's going to have, remember, Raichu's faster than Coco in terrain. And we take out Smeargle because he got a special D-drop thanks to his Moody last turn. And Thunder is coming in on this Zergotry. Look at this damage. It's going to be disgusting. Oh my goodness. Like, it's going to activate his berry, his super berry. It's probably a super berry. I've seen, oh, it's just a citrus. You know, I've always said I can respect citrus picks on any Pokemon. Like, I think Citrus Berry is so safe. I love using citrus myself. Any other player that I see use citrus, I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not greedy. You're playing the game correctly. So Lele's going to come in here. Lele went for Psychic. And it went before I flung, which means it is a Scarf Lele. Okay. And no wings half the battle. Alright. So we're just gonna Psychic the Zergotry. I think I'm gonna switch Coco out. How many turns of rain got left? I just want to know. 2, which means I'll have 1 turn of rain. I really think that's a Scarf Lele. I'm like 90% sure it's Scarf. And even if it's not, whatever. Yeah, so we got 18 seconds. Let me just lock this one up. We're going to Psychic the Zergotry. And we're just going to switch out for Golduck. That means I'll have 1 turn of like rain and everything. And I can just nuke that Lele slot. And if he protects the Zergotry, we can just do the Psychic again, or we can just Encore it. A bunch of other things could happen. I'd like to be able to lock up the Zergotry. He's switching out Lele. I think he knows that I'm switching my Coco out. But I really think that's a Scarf. Like, I feel the Scarf. And if it's Scarf, you know, like Raichu plus Coco plus, what is it? Golduck should be able to lock him up. So let's see, Golduck switching in here. He's going for Protect. We can Encore that if we want. I think I'm just going to Psychic it. Next turn, like, I think I'm just going to Psychic that slot, because it would KO, it would also chunk the Lele a little bit, and I'm just going to Z-move the Arcanine. How could this backfire? Because, yeah, if you switch out Zergotry for Lele, Zergotry would switch last, so, like, switching out, like, Coco wouldn't be any good. Other things I could do is I could switch out Golduck, that would switch out first. Now, that doesn't work. Yeah, so my only real play is to just Psychic, like, actually, I could just Z-move the Zergotry slot to pick off the Lele. Ooh, yeah. No, I'm totally doing that. So we're just going to Psychic the Arcanine slot, and we're going to Z-move the Zergotry slot. Because that's the money shot right there. That's the money. Ooh! These hard reads! Like, and also, the only reason we're going for Z-move is because I need to hit. You don't understand. Like, I gotta hit it. Oh my gosh! And then we're going to Encore the Arcanine. Oh my goodness, dude, the reads. And that's how you have to play this team. This team is so dependent on just knowing what your opponent is gonna do. He still thinks we're targeting that Arcanine. He still thinks we're targeting Arcanine. Why would we target Arcanine? We can one-shot Arcanine with Coco. Arcanine has like almost no power against Golduck. Like Wild Charge doesn't KO. He would have also been taking a Psychic this turn. So the amount of recoil would have taken from like the Wild Charge plus Psychic and then plus like a second Psychic would have been enough to KO it. So we KO the Scarf Lele. Zergotry can come back out, but remember he's within range for Psychic. And we're just going to Encore the Arcanine with our Golduck. Actually, he's probably faster than me now. Yeah, I still have to Psychic the Zergotry. I gotta keep that slot honest, right? I have to. Because you can't let Zergotry pop off. You gotta KO the... You gotta take what you can get against Zergotry. I guess I'll just Hydro Pump the Arcanine. Because, like, there's no point in, like, let's say you Wild Charge me and I Encore to Wild Charge. That's not as good, I guess. I'm just gonna go for the Hydro Pump. But that was a pretty sick read. So Psychic comes in, no one's protecting. And the only reason I'm going for this play, the Hydro over the Encore, is I don't know if the Arcanine is full speed and if it's faster than my Golduck. So like worst case scenario, I'm foddering one Pokemon. Looks like I'm not foddering anything. I should be able to take out the Arcanine here unless he's like Assault. No, he protect, he's on Assault Vest. We win, and pretty good stuff. Like another game that looked like we were gonna lose. Like he made a really good first few turns of the game, but we stabilized and we just read our way out of a really losing situation. So again, this team that I'm using is not the best team, but it's incredibly aggressive. I'm very comfortable playing with it, as you guys can see, and you know, hopefully this can transition into me preparing, you know, correct preparation for Anaheim Open coming up in August. So let me know what you guys think about this team. Let me know what you guys think about the games. I thought they were pretty good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.